This quotation emphasizes the universal and contemporary feature of opacity as a cultural concept. Literary opacity can easily be recognized in those typical Baroque hermetic discourses. So in the dense prose and the complicated text compositions and structures. And Glissant's prose is such dense and complicated. And he creates texts which are different to traditional and classical texts. Literary opacity includes the acceptation of the different by, for example, new forms and new structures. It includes the masking and unmasking of meanings by, for example, the text composition, so by collages or superpositions, and by symbols. In this way, literary opacity preserves secret and diversity as well. And Glissant uses the opacity to express the invisible, the unutterable, and the timeless. With opacity, he hides meanings, realities, and contexts. So one function of the opacity of the neo-baroque is to mask and to unmask, to hide and to reveal. And the texts of Glissant are real language masquerades, symbol masquerades. So one important aspect of opacity in literature is those masquerades which is connected to Baroque festivals, to Baroque carnivals. And in this respect, Glissant considers his own discourse as une fête de la parole, so as a world festival of words, carnival of words. And therefore, the motto for opacity in his novel Ormerod could be masquerade. Ormerod is structured like a patchwork I mentioned before, so the several plots are juxtaposed and superposed, like, for example, forms in a helix. And the helix is a Baroque symbol because it isn't predictable, it is non-linear, it is hiding something. And in spite of the differences, the plots are connected by his main characters or by symbols. And that is what makes his text really complicated and dense or opaque. And in this way, the text composition is disguised. I mentioned symbols. Let me talk about symbols. So, symbols are opaque because they hide meanings behind their mask, and there can be several masks for one individual, for example. I will just give you some simple symbols, like the forest. The forest is a real opaque symbol because the forest is dark and deep, the forest can hide. For example, the bandit gang of Florida in St. Lucia. But the forest also can mean increase, multiplication, diversity, and infinity. And therefore, it is for Glissant incomprehensible and opaque, les bois incompréhensibles, the incomprehensible forests. And therefore, it is a Baroque symbol as well. Perhaps there we can see one similarity to Carpentier's tropical Baroque. Another symbol are mirrors. Mirrors can be a kind of poetic technique, like intertextuality, repetitions, or parentheses, or quite precise symbols. And one example for the mirror as a poetic technique I chose one really important repetition. Glissant always repeats everything in his novel, but those repetitions are really mise en abîme, so they are reflecting on each other, and they are normally really, really important. And this repetition is the sentence, nous avons oublié le vent, we forgot the wind. The wind is a real important element in the Caribbean. So the French Antillean islands are called îles sous le vent, islands under the wind. And I think they are islands above the wind as well, because there are really lots of wind in the Caribbean. But the most important topic of Glissant's discourse isn't the wind, it is the lack of collective consciousness, or the search for the origin. So probably we can consider that this sentence will mean nous avons oublié l'origine, we forgot our origin, we forgot our roots, we lost our memory. Yeah, so this repetition can be a kind of mirror of the Caribbean consciousness, of the Caribbean collective consciousness. One example for precise symbol is the sky. The family of the female protagonist Evora, I mentioned in the beginning, takes picture, or every member of her family takes picture from the sky 2 different times a day. So they are the brother who takes a picture in the night, from the night sky, the sister who takes a picture from the early morning sky, for example. And with those pictures, they like to reveal the essential of their world. Now we can just ask you, okay, why do they then take pictures from the sky? Shouldn't they rather take pictures from their surroundings to reveal the essential? In this case, the answer is no, because the sky can, as the sky is the opposite of the world, it can be considered as a kind of mirror of the world. It becomes the image and the mirror of the world. And therefore, sometimes only mirrors can reveal the truth and the essential. Is it logic? So the sky is the opposite of the world. It's just above, and therefore it just reflects the world. And furthermore, as the sky is everywhere in the world and in the universe, it connects everyone, everybody, every place in our world. You will see this over the next quotation. So the ciel is the sky is the link between the world and the universe as well. Les ciels communiquaient avec les ciels, les limites étaient dépassées. So every little sky is in relation with another little sky. So every little world is in relation with the other little world, and the borders are transgressed. In this way, the pictures, or with their pictures, the family of Evora widens their little world to the whole universe, and they're just kind of having the whole universe in their hands. In this way, their world is extended, or in extension. And extension is really Baroque. So Baroque, according to Glissant, is an art of extension.